The family SUV, a name which may put fear into many first-time dads, giving up their fast and powerful sporty cars for something that some may call quite boring.
And despite this sector of the car market being fairly saturated, there's always been one SUV that's reigned supreme. And newsflash, it just got even better, because meet the new Kia Sportage, and it might just be the best value for money SUV in the UK right now, because you get bold looks, tons of space and storage, tech you'd normally find in cars twice the price, and a driving experience which is, dare I say, fun. I'm Adam, and today we're here with Glyn Hopkin Kia to see why the Sportage is the SUV to look up to and what changes Kia have made to one of the UK's most popular family cars. First, let's talk design, because this isn't your average family runabout. Now, the front hasn't seen too much change from its previous iteration, but we now see this boomerang style LED light design inspired by Kia's EV range. The grille has had a slight change. It ultimately reflects the previous Sportage in it being a rather bold and in-your-face front grille, which definitely gives the Sportage a lot of presence out on the road. As I said, this isn't your average family runabout. It's an SUV with some style, some character, and a bit of sporty edge.
Depending on the trim, you'll get anything from 17-inch alloys on the Pure model all the way to these chunky 19 inches on the GT Line S. You'll also find gloss black touches, silver roof rails, and LED everything. Headlights, fog lights, rear lights, even the brake lights scream premium.
Now, size-wise, and due to its rather giving wheelbase, the Sportage offers exactly what you'd expect from a mid-size SUV. However, is more practical than most in its class, because you get 591 litres of boot capacity, including adjustable storage underneath that flooring, meaning you actually get more boot capacity than that in the Ford Kuga and the hybrid VW Tiguan. And with the rear seating arrangement, the coat hooks all the way throughout the rear of the Sportage. It means if you're moving house or you fancy a weekend splurge at IKEA, then the Sportage will be the car for you. Step inside and the Sportage almost feels like it's punching a bit above its weight, especially in the GT Line and the GT Line S, the mid and top spec, that come with them contrasting materials, colours, that premium stitching all throughout this interior. It kind of feels like I'm sat in something German, and definitely a lot more expensive, because the GT Line Kia Sportage actually starts from just over 33,000, but we'll get onto spec and trim levels ever so shortly, because the rest of the interior is spacious. It feels premium, but ultimately the finish with that new style steering wheel, one of the many changes from its previous iteration, but the space, storage, all feels rather luxurious, got to be said. Nice hugging seats, spongy headrest, good driving position. I'm a fan. As for the back, well, it's just as impressive in terms of space, style, comfort, and also that touch of class. Your same style seating as the front, plenty of legroom even if you're 6 foot. Unlike me, I'm probably the height of your 10-year-old child, but they will still be comfy. I think even if you were 6 foot, then you've got plenty of room to stretch out. This front seat is kind of pushed a little bit far back and still lots of legroom. You also get climate controls in the back, and depending on your spec, you can get rear heated seats. You have a little bit of storage in the centre console, a good amount of pockets there, quite small door bins at the side, but you do get an extra one on that long armrest. With this being a GT Line, you have them suede panelling on the door, so it gives that touch of class. And you have these weird sort of coat hangers. You have another one here and one here, so if you've got loads of jackets on a rainy day, then you kind of drape it down there and you won't be having to rest it on yourself and get yourself all wet and you'll be uncomfy for a long drive. Nice fold down armrest in the centre, which is solid. It's none of that limpness that we sometimes see on the modern car market. As for space in the middle, and there is a slight lip, so you would have to put the smallest passenger here because the knees are kind of coming up ever so slightly, but there's still a decent amount of leg room. You can easily sort of relax back. You've got a lot of space going forward. It's just that if someone was 6'2", then they might struggle here just because of that slight lip. It's not completely flat floor, but it's not the end of the world. It's not all the way up here. You do actually get a slight bit of reclining action. I mean, I don't know who would really want to sit like this. Some people might. Beggars can't be choosers. You suit yourself. But if you want to go all the way back, you want a bit more upright, then can easily do that. So overall, it's a rather, like I said, stylish, comfort, luxurious rear seats of a family SUV, especially rear privacy glass. There is a little bit sort of scratchy plastics on the door cards and on these side paneling bits here, but I'm not really too fussed about that, especially on like the backs of the seats. If this being a family SUV, would you want really nice leather going all the way back? If your kids are kind of doing this and kicking you on the long drive, would you want them to wreck the leather? So I think it's more practical rather than style than bits of plastic, and ultimately it allows for more text, to allow for a better powertrain. So I wouldn't say it's penalised the Sportage at all. So then, how does the new Kia Sportage drive? Well, this isn't some floating marshmallow type SUV that's pretty lame in its performance. It's solid, feels firm, it feels premium, and if you go hybrid, surprisingly quick. All variants of the new Kia Sportage comes with a 1.6 litre turbo engine, providing 147 brake horsepower. Opt for hybrid, and that rises to 235 brake horsepower, 0 to 60 in less than 8 seconds, and fuel economy well into the 40s. If you are going to opt for this to be your new family SUV, then I will say go for a hybrid model, because it actually has a good kickback off the line. It's got pretty good torque, it's got pretty good pulling power for not only a car of this size, but for this category. Family SUVs known for being practical, for being safe. The fact that it has a bit of kickback, a bit of pulling power, almost unexpected. As for the actual driving experience, well, I do think that change to this new steering wheel design has actually enhanced the driving experience, because you have this large section so that digital dash is not obstructed in any way, shape or form. The buttons are all easily accessible with your drive mode selector on this steering wheel. Now you have multiple driving modes, eco, normal and sport. So dads, don't worry, you still have a bit of fun. Your infotainment screens are all large, and I do like the fact that it comes with a separate panel for both shortcut and climb controls. You don't have to keep reaching across, which for a short guy like me is a little bit unsafe out on the roads, trying to, reach across here. The fact that it's all down in this column in your center console just makes it a lot more user friendly. With this being the GT Line S, you get heated seats, cooling seats and heated steering wheel, so it's perfect for any weather. With this also being a top spec, you get head-up display. Like majority of the Kia range, the new Sportage comes with an abundance of driver safety features: adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot detection. Majority all come from standard, so you're not going to be penalised for getting a base spec. You're still going to get just as safe a car. The differences between the specs come with them luxury features: head-up display, different interiors, panoramic sunroof. You're still going to get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which I think for a family SUV is ideal. You want to try and reduce the clutter as much as possible. I don't have kids myself, but I know people that do, and I feel like a family SUV just gets clutter from day one. It's bound to happen. So wireless and wireless phone charging pad just helps reduce that. Kia know what they're doing. So overall, getting a family SUV might not be as bad as you may think.
And what isn't as bad as you may think is the price tag. As well as refreshed looks, the new Sportage provides new spec levels: Pure, GT Line and GT Line S. Regular combustion engine models start at just under £31,000, topping out at just over the £40,000 mark. Hybrid variant starts at a little over 34, rising to just under 44,000, which compared to its competitors holds its head above water, considering everything that the Sportage provides you.
Space and storage, and the Sportage is almost annoyingly clever with the way it utilises its space. You've got big door bins, you have a separate pocket here with this long armrest goes all the way along the door. Then Kia signature removable cup holders, which I'll never get bored of. I absolutely love that. You have deep pockets in the centre console, a nice space for your phone, which can easily be covered with that drawer, which all just feels very plush. I mean, that's just so satisfying. Go one more time. Ooh, that's a bit of me. That's a bit of luxury, that. On top specs, that also houses your wireless phone charger. But if you don't want to opt for the top spec, which don't come with wireless phone charger, you do have 2 USB-C ports down there in the centre. So your phone's got a nice place to rest. It's almost just as comfy as what you are in the Sportage. Now then, let's talk tech, because The Sportage certainly provides a lot of it. Mentioned before about that 12.3-inch infotainment screen, which comes as standard with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also get 7 years of Kia Connect services, which means you can utilise the car's benefits with your mobile phone. Top specs also come with digital key, meaning you can actually use your smartphone as a car key.
And with features such as 360 parking cameras, digital dash, panoramic sunroof, power tailgate, premium sound system, and even remote parking assist coming as options with the Sportage, it's almost hard to pick a favourite feature.
So then here's 5 things that I love about the new Kia Sportage. The first being the updates to the lighting and front bumper design. Gives it a rugged edge, it looks rather sharp, and ultimately a bit sporty. With the top spec, not only do you get heated seats and heated steering wheel, but you also get the addition of cooling seats. In the ever-changing landscape of the British weather, cooling and heated seats? Yes please. The placement of the USB-C charging ports in the rear just make perfect sense, and I don't know why any other car manufacturer hasn't thought of this. Rather than have it in your centre console and lose storage, lose space, have it in the seat backs. Makes perfect sense. Why has no one else done it? With the Sportage giving you 7 years of Kia Connect services, you can actually get over-the-air updates and also check the latest scores for your favourite football team, which is obviously a lot safer than going on your mobile phone. Want a quick swipe of the latest scores in the Premier League, Champions League, Europa League? You've got them. And the last being something that's not just seen on the Kia Sportage, but the rest of the Kia range. 7 years warranty, almost a decade of peace of mind. Who can argue with that?
So then, the new Kia Sportage. Updated, upgraded, and better than ever. One of the UK's most popular SUVs has had a revamp and may have just claimed the throne at the top of the family SUV market. Book your test drive today at Glyn Hopkin Kia.